Here we are, Anna and Robin, Tipsy Realtors, and we are here today to talk to you guys about the 5 mistakes sellers make when selling their home in their original state. So this would be like your house was built in the 1970s, even the 1990s, and you're choosing to sell it without updating anything. What kind of things you have to think about, and to avoid these mistakes, don't do what we're about to tell you.
Yeah, just in general, I think, things that you need to know, because we do get those questions quite often. Like, do I need to do anything to my home to sell it? And sometimes it's too much of original state to do something, right?
Exactly.
But first, we're doing a cocktail. It's episode 2. So second recipe from our newest Tipsy Realtors cocktail journal and conversation.
Absolutely. Now this one is called an Apple Brandy Old Fashioned.
Which I'm excited.
I know, it smells so good. Yes. Honestly, what you'll see like the recipe calls for this cinnamon simple syrup, which is really just sugar, water, and cinnamon, and you boil it until it reduces. But it makes your kitchen smell like Christmas.
Yes, I know. It smells so good right now here.
Exactly.
Because we just need it. So that's how fast it can be done.
Exactly. Yes. So we're going to start with the rocks glass. Now, the rocks glass, it's pretty simple. Empty rocks glass, nothing fancy here. And you're just going to do the recipe.
You're going to combine the ingredients.
Oh, sorry, which I should put on the screen. So here's our ingredients on the screen. Okay. So you're going to put in the 2 ounces of apple cider, which I just bought, honestly, at Walmart. Super easy to find. Weirdly, it was in produce, though. Which it wasn't with the juices, it was in produce. I had to get someone to help me.
Refrigerated, that's why.
Yeah, it was. And I had to get someone to help me find it. And then 2 ounces of apple brandy. Which again, apple brandy, if you don't know where to find it, go on to Liquor Connect.
Yeah. This one, I feel like it's Alberta one. Yeah, okay. Eau Claire. So this one is Eau Claire Distillery. So Alberta owned, the Turner Valley. That's right. So it's really, they have lots of great products. We keep getting stuck.
Oh. Yeah, they should be better.
All right. So you kind of combine everything and mix it.
So it's all in the glass here now. And then we stick in our, whoops, I was worried about that. Don't mind me. Stick in our big square ice cube. Yeah, Anna's mad at me because I just made a big mess of the counter. But we'll deal with that later. And then you top it up with soda water. So a little bit of a top up.
Did you top up me?
I did not top up you.
So I'll
and
top
then you
up.
Stir it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And we garnished it with a red apple, which again, I think this makes it look so Christmassy. It looks so fantastic.
And it's fall, right? As we're going into a fall right now, fall season, everything you feel like, apple is the fruit. So it's like apple pie.
Absolutely.
And pumpkin spice and all those kind of things.
Okay, so cheers.
Looks very pretty.
Oh, I'm super serving that to Clint tonight. That is so
good. I actually like putting some soda water in because it's quite sweet, and I feel like it's dilute. So if you want more of a sipper and you don't mind the sweetness, keep it without the soda, I would say. Yeah. But I enjoy with the soda.
Yeah, but absolutely, I think this is a great cocktail. Highly recommend. I would serve it to people.
Put it.
Oh
my goodness. I don't know if we have technical problems today.
We're doing just fine, everyone. All right. So now we're going to talk about the conversation of the 5 big mistakes that sellers can make when selling their home in their original state.
I would say not mistakes. I would say things to consider.
Absolutely. Things to think about. Things to try and avoid, stuff like that.
So, of course, as with any new listing on the market, you're planning to sell your home, It's declutter, because that's one of the things that's very important to showcase your home. The cleaner it is, the more decluttered it is, the better that it is. And I mean, we bought so many original bungalows, like 1950s, 1940s, and you can walk in and you can see everything is an original, including the linoleum, sometimes the really cool appliances from back in the day. And it was somebody who lived there all their life and just took amazing care of that home. And all they do is just basically clean the house to sparkle and declutter of anything that makes the home looks even more older or smaller or darker or any of those things. Did you finish eating your apple?
I did.
Okay. You always like to shovel things in your mouth while you're talking.
I wasn't talking. You were talking.
I was trying to talk even more because I was going to give you a chance to eat it.
Yeah, this is my liquid lunch. So I just had apple for lunch.
Declutter and very deep clean, so to speak. Yeah.
All right. So next, what we're going to do is, the thing I always like is, obviously you have to set the right price, because the reality of it is how you price your home can't be the same as a renovated house, because you may be in the same neighborhood, you may have the same size home, but those renovations cost money. And now
even slight updates, even like people change the carpet or flooring or paint it or something like that, it takes them already to a different category of home.
Absolutely. So all of those things matter. So you've got to take that into account. And because it costs $30,000 to, or well, depending on the kitchen, but some kitchens can cost up to $100,000 to renovate. Just because you put $100,000 in doesn't mean you're getting $100,000 upgrade in your price. So you always have to take that into consideration too. There is a difference between the cost of doing it and the resale return on investment that you're getting back. So those are always something to consider as well.
Yeah, like we kind of had this conversation just before the show started about the disclosure. What do you disclose? How much you disclose? I mean, come on. Like, if you come in and it's all original, older home, you don't have to disclose that everything is old inside and original.
100%.
It's kind of already given there, but there are some things that, I don't know, like the latent defects, the things you cannot see in a home. And some people live with them and they just forgot about them. And until you ask about it, they don't know.
Well, and here's a great example. It's from 1985 to 1998, houses were built with Poly B. Poly B was an inferior product, 100%. Nobody is questioning that.
What would you say, like 50% of Calgary still has it?
It's a good amount, but
it's a pretty big percentage.
But you don't have to disclose that your house has Poly B, because it was built between 1985 and 1998. So that should be a given.
That's right.
So when you're selling a house at that age, you don't have to disclose the Poly B. That's not a defect. Just like if you're selling a house that was in the early 1900s, and this is always the example I give people, if we're in the early 1900s looking at homes, how do you feel about death? Because good chance somebody died here in the last 115 years.
That's right.
Right? So there are certain things you don't need to disclose that you have to take into account with the age. Just like asbestos would be another one in early 1900s, basically anything 1940 or less, even maybe in some 1970s homes, there might be asbestos. It is the buyer's job to know this, or your agent when you're looking. So as a seller, you don't have to disclose those. But if you have a crack in your foundation, you have to disclose that. But if you've repaired the crack in your foundation and have never had a problem with it and it was professionally done and you have all the paperwork, you don't have to disclose it.
That's
because it's repaired.
Yeah, it goes same for electrical and appliance, like we'll touch up on plumbing, but electrical from early 1900s, aluminum wiring and things like that. Most of the time you can see it if you open even the electrical box. A home inspection is a really good way to go if you're not sure how much things have been repaired over the years and what's in there. The home inspector will be a great resource for you. And of course, when you're doing now, like talking from realtor's point of view, right? Where there is a key, there is a way to market originally built homes.
100%. Well. Absolutely.
Right? So still do high quality photos, because they want to showcase the home in the best light possible, and market to the right audience. 100%. I would say there are people who still like traditional looking homes. There is people who love the wood.
100%.
There's a people who looking for homes that in original state so they can renovate and keep it as a character home.
Yeah. But you have to know who your market is.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a 1930s or 1940s home, not in great condition, on a 50-foot wide, 150-foot wide lot, 135 deep, good chance no one's going to keep the house, especially if you're inner city, because they're going to tear it down and they're going to build a duplex or two side-by-sides.
So you ask yourself, for example, saying, wow, there's a lot of information about the original home. How do I need to know if I need to update?
Hire the right agents.
Yeah. What's my audience? What's my price? Here, you hire the right team of people who have an experience in selling in different markets, selling different type of homes. We work also with renovators and home builders and just regular people who just like we know what the buyers are looking for, right? Because we look at homes all the time. We get that feedback. So we can pass that feedback to you.
Absolutely. And we talk to the buyers while we're looking at houses with them. So they tell us what's important. Yeah. They tell us what they're looking for. They tell us what kind of things they're looking at to try and do it. Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about decluttering and stuff like that, the thing with decluttering is if you have the old, and I'm going to use 80s.
Okay.
And you have the big, huge, dark curtains with the massive valances, part of the decluttering is going to be taking those down because it's making the house dark. And we want the house to be bright and beautiful, and we want them to see the house for what it is. So that's always a big thing too. Just because you had those sheers with the nice dark curtains and all the valances, and those were your style, that may not be the best way to sell a home. And keeping in mind, again, it's not a personal thing. We're not sitting here saying your taste is wrong. We're about marketing to the masses.
That's right.
So it's
to the average consumer.
To the average consumer. And we want to get you top dollar.
Right. And you have to remember the older homes, some of the features may not work for you. So like lower ceilings, smaller windows, right? So they can bring less natural light than people are looking for. So making everything look bigger and brighter is 100%. The key.
Now, the other thing is safety issues. I actually love when my clients go through and they go through the house. You can even get pre-home inspections, but I will tell you, don't get a pre-home inspection unless you're willing to go through that home inspection and fix everything that you find in it.
Yeah, because you're technically investing to find out what's wrong with it. Then you tell your realtor, and then we have to disclose potentially something that might hurt your deal.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, again, we cannot hide anything that is, cannot be found with
a reasonable inspection. And here's the other thing, and I've had this with clients before. They don't tell me, so I don't have to disclose. Awesome, but they're going to have a home inspection. So not telling me is only going to make it a surprise when it comes up on the home inspection, and now we're renegotiating. Well, we may have been able to mitigate that from the start and it not cost you as much money, because I always find it funny when people walk through a house and let's say they look at the furnace and it's old and they're like, oh my God, that's going to cost me like $10,000 to get that furnace.
Yeah, you have to always remember the buyers always put a premium on how much it's going to cost.
And then like I just had a furnace guy in a house and we're looking at a furnace and I'm like, look, it's old. Is it okay? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, actually, it's running really well for its age, which was funny because the home inspector had told us that he had concerns about the furnace. And I said, well, let's get a second opinion. Brought a furnace guy in and he's like, no, I think it's actually for the age of the furnace. He's like, it is old, but for the age of the furnace, it's actually running better than it should. He says, so I think it's in good condition.
What I find with the older mechanicals of the house, I find it's actually lasts longer and works better. They're just not as efficient.
And that's what he said. But I did ask him in that moment.
Which is nothing, it's like, it's not a hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I asked him in that moment, because the buyer was there, so if she wanted a new furnace, what was the cost? And he said $5,500. And this is why it's better just to deal with it up front, because the buyer is going to assume it's $10,000. The actual cost is $5,500. I'm not saying replace your furnace unless it's an issue, but I'm giving you an example of where the buyer's inflated price of the problem is going to cost you more in the end than if you just dealt with it up front.
Absolutely. And it's a great example of how the right agent can save you some money.
Exactly. Yeah. And I even said to the clients, I was very, very open with them, because they said, well, what do we do now? And I said, do you still want to argue about the furnace? Because if you do, his report is not going to help you. He just told you that the furnace is fine.
Yeah.
And so they went forward with the property and they were very happy.
Yeah, and again, if you guys during your transaction negotiate certain terms and conditions for the home, that you take it as is at the price, make sure it's all in the contracts. Make sure your lawyers are aware of the special terms and conditions that came with the purchase of the house, especially specifically related to outdated, so to speak, mechanicals. So everything is done. So when you move in, there is no surprises. The transactions closes smoothly, and the buyers and the sellers have to communicate to the lawyers both set of same instructions, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now,
but
price time
stuff. Okay, so for those who maybe are new to our show, every first Wednesday of the month we give away a prize. So basically, it gives you 4 weeks to watch our show, love our show, like our show, tag your friends, even if you just like a cocktail and you don't even care about the real estate topic. If you give us some comments and tag your friends, you get even extra points for it.
Yeah, so you get extra entries. So you get 1 for liking it, 2 for tagging friends, and then what do we say? 5 for making suggestions of cocktails.
For cocktails or real estate topics you want to hear about. And every time we see your name, we enter that name that many times throughout the September. So 2 prizes we're giving away in October: cocktail shaker set. Actually, I'm just gonna there you go. I don't know. It's a cool shaker set.
Put it over here.
Okay, here you go.
See, we'll make it nice and close.
Okay. Yeah, and that's awesome. Yeah, so great shaker set, so you can make all the cocktails. And we have a new swag we created last year, Tipsy Realtors hat. It's awesome. I've been golfing with it all summer, and I know some of my clients even took it to Mexico. So
there you go.
Popular. So those are 2 things we're giving away on first Wednesday of October. So please love, share our show. We on all social media platforms, obviously Facebook Live, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
Absolutely.
What are we doing next week?
Next week, we are doing the improved whiskey cocktail, and we're talking about home improvements that pay.
Oh, my favorite topic.
One thing that you will notice with this month is it's going to be all different types of old fashions. So
again, my favorite cocktail.
Exactly. So this entire month is all different old fashions. So you're going to notice that as we go along. This one actually 2 thumbs up. I did try one of the other old fashions coming up with my husband.
Well, don't spoil it.
Okay, fine, no spoiling. But so please, if you know of anyone who's looking at buying or selling real estate, or just needs information, actually, we love just helping people for the sake of helping people, but have them call us, have them talk to us, tell them to use us. That's what we're here for. Robin and Anna, we want to help you make the right decisions, the best informed decisions. We want to make you think about the things that you didn't even know you should think about.
Yeah. Sometimes we think about things we never thought we should think about.
All right. Have a great week, and we'll see you.